Okay.
This fun, and let's get all my stuff and end up getting information. Maybe mention podcast. Then later, two, I get one. Exactly. That final act hero, though,
She's going second.
That just pretty on. Change your starting instead of a regular scope. These swap prices. First one has a start date of 90. Somebody has it. Whatever. Thanks for this run. Since last time, you took all bound. I managed to get the stuck battle is pretty sweet. Also speaking of decent bad, it's a great ball. It can be tricky. Items that I made it get very strong in comparison to Casey Hobbs strength. Still less challenge. This challenge is starting battle skills. Direction meaning it's super easy. In this road I can show This is not a best choice in the once again the name messages direction markings sent out especially talks about data wall. He also mentions that you said that the entire cover of watches. Now you're probably so however, during this time, I don't explain what the third spinal ARG thanks to check talk in the description. So I'm not gonna go down to solve the old man was that from same site, posting the game's code, digging up an actual copy of this big story description. I'm not really sure how to say this, man. I'm not really sure what I can say with this video. So, it all starts with series. The most evil man in history on his death. His body is found by the Soviets, and inside his pocket is a series of cards from the German card game. These cards were organized in a very specific order with a computer algorithm of supernatural origin called the Karnoff. This code was apparently intensely powerful, like so powerful that it could end the entire world. So the Soviets attempted to decode it, but unfortunately for them, working within their midst was a spy named Barry Wolf. So Barry took the copy of the code and sent it to a man in Germany named Minsky. You may recognize these names as some of the death cards we've seen in Rich's inscription. Minsky attempted to sneak this horrifying code back to the places the Karnoff blocked it and hides it among a bunch of other blockages. This is how Casey Hobbs accidentally began writing the inscription game onto the disc with the Karnoff. Eventually, the Karnoff code placed on the disc becomes full, and its intense power brings all of the scribes to life. At this point, they all began searching for pieces of the old data to gain control. Leshy had the angling fish for it, 3 had the dredger sent through the ocean, Mora had the Casey Hobbs skeleton using the bucket and well to attempt to find it, and Magnificus even had 2 birds looking pipes of
Power
the sink to
creep.
look for. Once Leshy gained control of the game, Casey became obsessed with it and ended up enjoying Leshy's version so much that she created a more balanced mod for it, hence Casey's mod. And the rest we know from the plot of the game, Casey's killed by Game but hides the description disc beforehand, which is how Luke Carter comes into contact. The final piece of lore that ARG unlocked is a small video of Luke's computer after he attempted to smash the floppy disk with a hammer. It reveals that despite Leshy killing PO3, he wrote a copy of himself to Luke's computer and was able to complete the Great Transcendence. This implies that the only reason that we, as the player, are able to play through this game is that we're playing through PO3's uploaded version and he has infected computers around the world. Personally, I'll be honest, I'm not really a fan of the true ending. It kind of undermines Gamora's sacrifice and your emotional final game with Leshy, but irregardless, that's the story. So with the true plot of Inscription now cleared up, it was time to tackle the final challenges the game set up. And oh boy, are they tough! Like, if you thought the regular Inscription was hard, then don't even bother doing these last achievements. These last 3 achievements truly crushed my spirit, taking a collective 8 hours for them. The first one is to knock out the final challenge level 12, which requires a whopping 120 challenge. This part is less which challenges do you want to play with, and more of a exclude the challenges you absolutely don't want to have on. For my setup, I decided to turn on no fish hooks, smaller backpack, pricier pelts, all battles are totem battles, the scale is still against you, 2 copies of all enemies having stronger parts, and then giving my squirrels the waterborne sigil, meaning they no longer attacks. For my run-through, I decided to use the Mantis deck, which starts you with a Mantis gun and 2 ringworms. Our general strategy here being to get as many early campfires as you can, have the survivors eat the ringworm, and then bump the crap out of your Mantis gun. This takes several attempts, mainly because of the high variance of the totem battle, and the fact that the stronger enemies means that the opponent could just whip out a boost buff on you at all times. Most of my runs end up dying in Act 1, but I do finally manage to get one where all things good. Starts out looking rough though, as my initial pelt selection is so limited, I'm forced to go with a corpse maggot and a skink for my fruit. These are so bad, I immediately fuse them together just so I don't have to draw them. Things are looking even worse though when I'm forced to take the awful cuckoo plot. I was able to fuse a mantis onto a pack rat, which ends up being enough to inch me towards the boss. I put up first against Angler, and due to some good luck with the minion placement and my flying ringworm, I'm able to secure victory. For my reward, I'm able to grab a second mantis god and head on to the second map. I fuse that onto a strong elk, and while strong, it's not nearly enough to sustain me past the sheer amount of enemies Leshy places down, resulting in me losing my first fight. I finally managed to burn my ringworm with fire, and then head to the mycologist, where my only duplicates are these 2 pelts, so I'm forced to I managed to make it to the boss, and funnily enough, these are usually some of the easiest parts to run. Difficulty hasn't really changed, and their patterns are extremely predictable, so I can most often just blast through them. Grab myself a Trial 13 and head on to Act 3. Here I take my mycologist pelt and make an insane new discovery. Oh my god, I didn't know this! That everything's upgraded! Whoa, that's awesome! What the freak? Oh my god, that's really cool! Wow. I decided to take the fuse skank with hopes of using it again with my other skank. Since you can only sacrifice perks onto a card one at a time, using the mycologist is the only way to get multiple and simple results. I end up being able to infinite sacrifice autoplay skank, helped me out a ton and leads me to my I haven't really gotten any 1 or 2 good cards in this run, but the combination of a bunch of good cards lets me overpower the moon and win the final challenge run. Casey gives us one final goodbye journal entry and says she'll be burying this in the woods for Luke Carter to eventually find. Next up, we need to win a run with every single deck in the game. I've completed most of them naturally just going through the game, but saved the worst 2 for last. The first one is a Bones deck where you start out with a and a bone figure. The bones in general just aren't very good, and you unlock this deck later, which is why I haven't been able to win a run with it. While loading in though, I check the painting and notice it requires a raccoon and a wolf. I managed to pick up a wolf club at my first trader, so I can easily accomplish this. Completing this gives me access to a totally new item, which is actually required for another achievement. Going through this run is relatively easy, as I have 0 modifiers on, so it's just like classic Inscription. I get to the boss due to a particularly broken strategy, having an unkillable ward, as it summons infinite unkillable rabbits. Because of this, I can make bones, powering up a card item gains half the attack of the bone. Once Leshy plays the moon, it's time for us to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I used the new bleach item we unlocked on the moon, and it erases all with sigil, including its ability mind creatures. There, my bone bird can fly right over the moon and kill Leshy directly. This not only giving me completion of the bone deck, but also the achievement for killing Leshy without destroying the pretty fun little work. Now it's time to unlock all of the items in it. In order to do that, we'll have to have cards mirror the ones in the hang painting 2 more times. In order to do this as fast as possible, I load in, check the portrait, and if I can't find at least one of the cards in my first trader, I die and start over. I altered the model to make it so that I only have a single life to make this go fast. After around 30 minutes of resets, I managed to unlock the last 2 items. I'm not even going to bother explaining them because they're both pretty awful. With that done, it's time to complete a run worst deck in the entire game, the Curious Egg deck. Curious Egg is a new card introduced specifically for this deck. It costs a single bone and it's 0 attack, 1 health feature. What? That seems awful, I hear you saying. And you would be right, but if you can fulfill one simple little condition, the Curious Egg will hatch a powerful Hydra card with both bifurcated and trifurcated strike. What do you have to do to get the egg to hatch though? Well, it's so complicated that I don't even know if me explaining it here is going to make any sense. Basically, you need creatures with pump values 1 through 5, attack values 1 through 5, and from each of the 5 tribes. Do you understand how impossibly difficult that is to fill? Let's throw out the fact that you have so little choice of your cards in this game that getting this to happen is so incredibly rare. Let's throw out the fact that some of the tribes don't even have beasts with these attack or health values. If you somehow miraculously get this to work in the fewest time possible, which is 5 cards by the way, you will still need to make it through almost the entirety of Act 1 to get even enough cards to CD. And then, Hunter really isn't even that good, even if you are to. The chance of that happening is so incredibly low, we're not just pretending that it will never happen. Which means you're starting off your run with 3 0 attack, 0 health cards. If you don't get enough pulls from your initial shop, you might as well start over. And even if you do, you have to wait through 3 dead draws to even get your good card. Even playing this on the base difficulty with no modders could be more intense than most of the upper challenge level. But I finally mastered the Curious Egg deck as I learned a way to make this deck actually work, and that is to remove those awful overhooks from your deck as soon as possible. As soon as you can get a fire and burn yourself an omelet with that, I get lucky and managed to get rid of both of my eggs in the first match, which makes this league easier, as I now just have a completely... I ended up barely surviving off the back of a single bifurcated strike L, but I was able to win and collect the achievement for beating a run every single deck. This leaves but one single achievement. Win a run with every single challenge fire. This is, for the most part, just a slightly harder version of Challenge 12, but with no card rerolls, no rares for beating bosses, limited to a single life, and your starting cards have the annoying sit. All of which is hard, but pales in comparison to the final new rule added to the game. Okay, that's a lot of... Yes, the second phase of each boss battle has been replaced with the Too Fast, Too Soon Grizzly Onslaught from the Angler fight. And if you think that looks tough, you're right. All the Grizzlies are immune to flying, so your entire run becomes about building a way to win in a single turn. And it's not just enough to kill them either, since there's an entire backline of Grizzlies who will just plop themselves down if you kill their brethren. There are only a few strategies in the entire game that can beat all the Grizzlies, and these runs are completely formed around trying to get one of the strategies up and running. Scissors and a 5-attack creature, Poison Touch by Barricade Strike and a 5-attack creature, Double Strike and a 6-attack creature. Are you noticing anything here? Every strategy is going to require you to have with 5-attack and double sigil. Seeing as there are no inherently 5-attack in the game, you will need perfect card pulls, a sacrifice station, and at least 2 fires in the very first end. All of that balancing on top of just trying to win the run normally. It takes me around 3 hours to get a successful run go. I have some that managed to get the first wave of Grizzly, like when I have to get Lucky Scissors or Double Strike plus this card that attacks based on the cards in your hand. You have to remember, the game's to work is so incredibly rare that you likely only have one card it works with. So you need to survive the battle without playing that card in the first place, and then actually draw it in second. I started by using the Mantis God deck to try and get a 6-attack version of him, but I soon realized this was incredibly inconsistent, switched back to the Black Goat spot. In terms of my strategy, if I don't see a combo that has the potential to win in my first trader stop, like anything with Double Strike, Death Touch, or Bifurcated Strike, I just immediately kill off a run and load it to the next one. Perhaps my saddest run was when I got an early Direwolf up, so I yelled on an early attack campfire and managed to get a double buff, which gave him enough attack once he transformed into his Double Strike version to clear a row. I make it all the way to the second boss, but then just happen to draw the worst opening hand of all time and swiftly lose. That one really stunk, but an hour later, I managed to get a run that was looking pretty good. This one starts off with a tentacle card that had the same amount of power as the cards in hand, and I managed to get Bifurcated Strike off. As long as I hold 5 cards, and I have a second 5-attack card, I should be able to kill through the Grizzlies. In addition, though, I also managed to get a Direwolf, whose Double Strike ability I can use up to my boost buff. But as good as things are looking, the first boss battle stunk just about everything. My opening hand is Squirrel, 2 Black Goats, and a Hole. Literally not one single attack. I start off by placing my Mole to tank the 2 in. Unfortunately, it can only survive 2 turns with done. Luckily for me, though, I learned an interesting quirk in the Bell traps don't actually close on the attacking. They instead close on whatever's in front of it. So by placing a squirrel on the front of the trap, my Bifurcated Strike tentacle can kill it but stay alive. That completely saves my beat. My next problem is trying to balance the correct amount of cards in hand and also be able to play boost buff. I draw in phase 2, but I have just 1 squirrel left in my hand. After calculating and positioning, I believe that I have the correct play. Nervous, I decide to just send it. Okay, that should work, right? It's 3, you hit for 5. Yes! Woo! My god, I had to open up my 3rd eye. In the next act, I end up duplicating my spot and then fusing them together so that the grizzly bears can now become solid by hand, no tension. I also managed to get perhaps the best combo in the game. Going to use my massive buff to tear down the Angler and then Prospector. Then we move on to the final phase, but something's a little different. Darr! Could it be? He dreamed to be scurvy boss above the 7 skis. What the heck's going on? Yes, the final boss for the All Challenges mode is Grimoire's right-hand man, Royal Dominguez. He serves as an even harder version. Starts off with 2 Mole Steam. You could easily lose right here, but fortunately I top-decked into my giant bug and can immediately bring him into phase 2. Okay, phase 2. Oh, hard. 2 squirrels, thank you, in a moment. Oh. That was bad. Thankfully, looks like my moose buff is fine. He's gonna up his own moment. I'm going to get another card, and I'm just gonna send it. Please! I would really be on this. I've got 1 minute. He's gonna take a photo of the moon! For the pontoon. Pirates. Respect. It's a ship! It's cargo. But thankfully I top deck into a trunk cards because his ship does 4 damage to each row. That is 16 damage a turn, but that still is enough for the raw power of Cinemancello is sunk by the lowly landlubber, see. My achievement. Where the freak is my achievement? Yes, oh my god, thank god. Whew, I was so worried there. Crap. No one will ever play this line. They're looking, make that. I'm gonna indulge in thousands of players for different pieces of it. Actually, I'm hard about it and it makes me see my own work in a simple company. Makes me feel like all my work is gratitude. Oh, it's broken, now. 100% of free subscription. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what game you want me to 100% next. For this one, thanks to Pumpkin Chokran for suggesting I play Inscription. It was truly a fabulous time. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Why can't I activate her effect? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? You can activate Honest from the hand?
Oh, sorry about that. I think the most underappreciated and underused parts of this system are the curses. They have such unique functionality, and there's probably a good reason to apply them to your items, right? For example, take a look at this helmet. It's got cursive lightning, cursive vanishing, and wait, what? Cursive small?
Oh, wait, hold on. Now, can't take it off. Wait! I have a video to record. Wait, I can't get rid of it. I can't take it off. Well, I guess, terrible enchanting ideas into Minecraft and submitting them to the council.
The council is Anybody else smell burning flesh?
Poor Matt, I feel so bad.
Now, you guys always have some insane ideas for features, so I have you on my community tab for your best ideas for custom enchantments. You guys never cease to amaze me with the features you come up with, and so that's why I'm small now. Oh, hey man. Thanks a lot, Steve Locks. Also, I'm just gonna take this helmet off in creative
mode because apparently you can do that. Oh, hey. Also, it doesn't actually do that to your voice. I just thought it would be funny. I'm just gonna put this helmet on this armor stand here. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, with that all being said, what's the first
She's going first this time.
Rocks. When you hit something, it gives you cobblestone. Starting off simple. Love to see it. Let's see if I can get it on my sword here. Nope, this might take a second.
1 hour later.
Rocks 3. Let's go. But sharpness 3. So this is pretty simple. If you hit a mob, it gives you cobblestone. That's what the comment said, so that's what we're doing. Conveniently, there's also a witch right here. Hi-ya! This is a whole new cobblestone generator. That's crazy. But it doesn't just stop at rocks 3. No, if I search rocks here in the creative inventory, you'll see, all the way up to level 20. Which I don't know if you can get that at the enchantment table, but I'm just gonna apply it anyways. Hi-ya! Oh my gosh, let's see how many exactly it gives me. Oh my gosh, 64 and 16. That's insane! I'm sure you can imagine, this gets very overwhelming very quickly. Let's say, for example, you've got a skeleton farm somewhere, right? And you just decide to start taking them down. This is the most amazing cobblestone farm ever. I think I'm also going to enchant this with Sweeping Edge. She's sweeping 3. Oh, jeez. Look at all that cobblestone. You know, I sure do love some rocks. Oh, yup. So that's rocks. Quite simple, but quite effective. Since this enchantment is pretty simple, we're placing it in the level 1 category for these enchantments, and as the video goes on, we'll build up all the way to level 3 with some absolutely wild enchantments. Like, look at this one. Yay! Those level 3 ideas are so wild, I actually ended up hiring a developer, the taciturn one, to help me with them. She added all your wildest ideas into the game with way better quality than I could have done myself, so huge thanks to her, and I'll link her channel in the description. In the meantime, though, let's continue with level 1. Moving on to eco-friendly. Killing an enemy summons a tree in its place. Eco-friendly. This is a pretty straightforward one. This is exactly what the comment says. When you kill a mob, it, oh. I tried to spawn a tree in a wall. It spawns a tree. Unless the mob is, like, in a wall, then it's like, nope, can't place it there. To replant trees, you can just kill mobs. What happens if I do it on stone? It grows on stone. What happens if I kill it in the swamp? Oh, yep, swamp tree. What happens if I kill it in the water? Oh, floating tree. Savannah. That's not a savannah. Savannah. Okay. Acacia tree. Spruce biome. Spruce. No tree. Spruce tree. Jungle tree. Mushroom field? Oh, okay, that's fine. I guess these aren't trees. So that does kind of make sense. Beautiful nature. Oh, man. Yep, that definitely wouldn't be annoying at all for, like, a farm. Just trying to get some beef or something, and it's just like, oh, just kidding, tree. Wow. You'll never run in the wood, though, so that's nice. Anyways, I'm gonna stop destroying this ecosystem and move on to the next one. Bane of Squidwards deals 500% more damage to anything with a big nose. It includes villagers, and iron golems. Bane of Squidward. Let me see if I can get it with this.
6.5 hours.
And enchanting is such a process, you know?
12 seconds later.
Oh, I cannot enchant this sword anymore. This sword is broken.
Eventually.
Alright, I'll just grab it from here. Bane of Squidward. Hello, big-nosed guy. Oh my gosh. As you can tell, it does a lot of damage to guys that look like Squidward, and it includes a nice, good old-fashioned Squidward scream. Oh my gosh. I feel bad. I don't want to do this to these guys. Yo, what about the Master of the Dark Arts? A witch. No one told. Aha. Oh. I guess they're immune? Magical? I don't know, I said magical. That's weird. Naturally, the Pillager also gets destroyed. The Vindicator, goodbye. The Illusioner, the Vulgar Ravager, and of course, because they said big nose, it also affects the Sniffer. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's got a big nose, okay? It counts, right? It counts. Bane of Squidwards, the thing that affects everything other than a witch, apparently. I'm gonna let Tag know about that. I didn't know that was a bug. That's a bug. That won't be the final version. Speaking of the final version, though, if you head down to the description, you'll see a Modrinth link to this mod download. Yep, that's right. It's a free mod that you can download right now as of this video releasing. Go check it out. the link in the description. It's super fun, it's really chaotic, and I hope you enjoy it. An extremely rare enchantment that goes on a hoe. If you put it on a netherite hoe, you get the achievement Seriously Serious Dedication. The enchantment does absolutely nothing and exists only for you to get that achievement. Love the idea, super great, but I also took it one step further. For context, by the way, if you make yourself a netherite hoe, it gives you an advancement. Boom! Serious dedication. Use a netherite to get to upgrade a hoe and then reevaluate your life choices. Well, yeah, I'm gonna do that. But in the form of more advancements. See, we didn't just do one advancement.
Okay.
Kailan po tayo makapag-boss? Nanay. Oh.
Okay pa. I am charging.
advancement for this guy. We did a few more. Hold on.
17 years.
Serious dedication. There it is. How much free time do you have?
You're fucking
But that's
joking
not where
me.
it stops. If you grab a wooden hoe and enchant it with dedication, you get the not very dedicated advancement. The first step to greatness. I'm sure you can see where this is going. Stone hoe, some dedication. You're getting there. Iron hoe with dedication, dedicated. The halfway point. Gold hoe with dedication, dedicated, but fancy. King Midas would be proud. Diamond toe, getting seriously dedicated. Still going? Single hoe has its own advancement now. And that's all it does. Have fun collecting all of those. And with that, we're done with level 1. But there is one little book over here called Subscribe, and listen, I actually don't know what this does. I told the developer of this to just surprise me. All I know is that it goes on a helmet, apparently, and I just have to put it on and wait for something to happen. What happens? Is it going to be a jump scare? I'm kind of scared.
That's right, you with the helmet on.
What?
It's me, your inner conscience.
Oh,
And you know what I think we should be doing right now? I think we should be subscribing to Nerf. They make some
Yeah.
really cool videos, and you don't want to miss out on any of them, right? Right? Good. Now go do that.
that was my conscience speaking. That's crazy.
That's right.
Oh my god! Anyways, on to level 2, starting with the Curse of Small, which, fun fact, we already talked about! The Curse of Small is great. It makes you tiny, and if you run, it's a little bit slower, and if you fall off things, it deals fall damage, and also, you can't get back up. If I have a slab here and I try to jump up, I still lose. It makes life a little bit more difficult, you know? This is a fantastic feature that couldn't possibly go wrong. But you know what it can do? Also go on other mobs. Tiny zombies! Tiny zombies! Look at them all! Look at them all! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh jeez, oh my gosh, this is... T-Flux, this is a great idea. This is so good. This does work on any armor piece, so it doesn't have to be a helmet, but the helmet was the easiest one I could think of, so that's what we're doing. Oh, 2 new curses would be just this much fun. Alright, what's next for level 2? Anti-knockback. When hitting something, it flies at you instead of away from you. Heck yeah, I'm excited about this one, because this one we called Knock Bad. You know, knockback just knocks mobs back. Well, this one is really bad at doing that, because it goes the opposite direction. It pulls mobs closer to you, and this could be a really interesting PvP mechanic. But it could also be really bad, because if I just hit this Ravager that comes towards me now, I'd immediately die. But you may be wondering, what happens when you put both Knock Back and Knock Bad onto the same item? Well... Where did he go? They get deleted. Oh my gosh. And this is also now where this other sword comes in. Because this sword has Knock Back 2 and Knock Bad 3. Goodbye! If this works with Knock Back and Knock Bad level 100, this is also another great PvP option. You can just launch players into the air. Especially playing this with other players, this is going to be wild. Instability has a 50-50 chance of spontaneously combusting. 50-50, huh? That's it. Don't worry, I've got you covered. Activating my inventory. Curse of Instability 3. We took this one step further, and we actually adjusted the instability level based on the actual enchantment level. So I think this is the only curse that has, like, levels to it, which is kind of cool. So this is Instability 3, which means that it actually has around a 30-ish% chance of it combusting, I think. Yeah, so about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, once every 4, kind of a 30% chance. But then, as we go up, it gets a little bit more insane. Naturally, Cursed of Instability 1 is fine. It's just, you know, once... Oh, that was way faster. Okay, alright. About once every 10 hits, it'll explode. And you'll also notice that that explosion is kind of... It's fine. But Instability 3 here has a much larger hole. Sure, you see where this is going. Curse of Instability 5. Originally, I think this is supposed to be 50%, but it kind of ended up just being 100%. So, a giant hole in the ground. This, of course, does also work on things like bosses, and it takes out bosses super quickly. So why do 50-50? You can just do 100%, you know? You know, it's a curse. It's a curse. It's supposed to be bad. Unless it's the curse of small, in which it's just funny. So, you know, there's that. Anyway, you hit a mob. Enchanted weapon, it gives the mob the same weapon to have a fair fight/duel. Oh yeah, this is fairness. For example, you've got a regular old zombie here with a nice helmet on, so we can actually see him in the sunlight. And let's say I have a Sword of Fairness, renamed with Sharpness 2, Bane of Squidward, and the enchantment Fairness. Well, if I go ahead and just hit this zombie here, boom, it gives him the same sword I had. Now, it's a fair fight. And add grab bag. What? I'm wearing this for the rest of the segment. Let's say you've got a zombie with something in its main hand already, like this iron shovel. Well, if you hit the zombie, it'll replace it to make it a fair fight again. It's great. Definitely nothing can possibly go wrong. I'm just gonna take this up. But the cool thing about this is that it also works on players. Hello, me. How are you? Hello, me. How are you? Just, smack myself here. I'm on. There you go. Same sword, exact same enchantments, everything. It means my fight is fair now. Now we can fight. Yeet. It's a great idea, and that caps off level 2. Which means it's time for the final 4. Level 3. Enchantment idea, Yeet, can be applied to swords, axes, pickaxes, shovels, and hoes. Now let me ask you something. You ever just get so annoyed about something that you just want to... Well, now you can with this pretty possible enchantment. What does it do? Quite simply. Throw your chosen weapon.
That's really suspicious.
I hope it does. It sure does. Random 19. Now, sir, that was weird. And as you can see, that idea was suggested
Anyway,
by
I'm gonna go eat lunch now, but before that...
we're gonna test this with. Welcome to my server with cool things on it. Let me just get rid of these villains real quick. Anyways.
I am in danger. See,
today we're covering your enchantment.
Enter, blow up Narfi.
Oh no. Check this chest. You've got all the enchanted books.
I can do with it. Oh, it says eat. So
Yep.
do I just go, yeet?
No bits.
Did I do it?
No bits.
Oh, right,
That's
okay.
not how enchantments work. Alright, in this chest there's a bunch of stuff. Your swords, I think, to start with.
I'm not gonna dump name for it this month.
All you have to do with that is right click.
Not to catch up.
Oh, what are you doing here? Get out of here! Yes. Yeah!
Sword. Get sword.
Right? Yeah! Oh, jeez. So, this not only applies to swords and such and items, but you can also put it on blocks. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Flower.
I really don't know what else I can do with this deck to make it better.
Someone that came up with it!
I bet you can't hit me when I'm tiny, see? Oh, you got me! Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh!
Oh, I remembered. I was gonna add a 6-star summonable.
So this is your enchantment. What do you think? Do you like it?
I think the fact that it's using it to be constantly hit is a piece of
Next up, we've got Disloyalty. Works on bows, tridents, crossbows, anything that shoots a projectile. When a projectile is launched, it'll curve back at the user with a speed level affected by the enchantment level. I'm not gonna lie to you. We couldn't quite figure out how to do that. So what we did do is create the Curse of Disloyalty specifically for tridents. As you can see,
Wow, okay.
this trident, it'll just it comes back. You can't pick it up, so just kind of These sounds are in-game, by the way. This isn't edited in. This is actually what it sounds like. Broski Daddaloo. In order to actually pick this back up, you have to kind of force it to land. So I have to, like, kind of jump. I gotta, like, come on. Boom, there we go. It lands that way. But yeah, it just curves around. It's just, and my game crashed. This trident gets really fun though when I can't pick it up. I guess it's stuck here. Okay, you just sit right down and you do just fine. Alright, if you add loyalty and curse of disloyalty to the same trident, you can now throw it, it'll betray you, and then you can just pick it up from here. Which is kinda nice. If by nice you mean it still attacks you. So now I can repeatedly throw this over and over and it'll hit me and then I'll die again. You can still hit other mobs normally, and it won't betray you. But if you don't manage to hit the mob, it does have a hack. So it's a win lose win. It's a situation, that's for sure. Love to see it. Bubble enchantment for the bow. When mobs are hit by the arrow, they'll be encased in a bubble that damages them as they levitate, but has a chance of making their heads swell and explode. Oh yeah. This one's fun. I might not have done every piece of this, but the actual bubble aspect of this is pretty fun. Let's just grab ourselves a fun little pig and launch with an arrow. There he goes. Up and away. And then when it pops, and where's that zombie? Oh, bubble. And I missed. Bubble, get bubbled. I do love bubble. It's pretty cool. As part of this, we didn't actually add the damaging as they levitate because they actually fall from a high place and take fall damage, so it felt like more balanced that way. And then also the head swelling and exploding is cool, but we already got into the move. So, like, you know,